Good hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Wargaming Whenever. And this one's going to be particularly apathetic because this is the most apathetic Wargaming show on the internet because it has Zach on it. And
Yes.
what could be more apathetic than having a Zachary, which is fantastic. Tonight we have freaking Demons versus Guard. We have news with, Angry Ron being confirmed and Cal getting a massive boner being convinced that it's confirmed, but not everything is confirmed because that's not what the word means, Callum.
Oh, that was a lovely little backpedal in your own sentence.
I know, isn't that fantastic? I'm going to be
The
doing this
vast
all
majority
night.
has been confirmed from Angry Ron starter sheets.
He is very angry.
And of course, over under, where look, I'm not even going to flip the coin. I've decided we're going under because we've done over way too much. And I'm changing the rules. Instead of doing a specific data sheet, we're going to be fixing up a specific rule that I have a mild beef with at the moment. So that's exciting.
Yes. You all get to hear about his feelings about the reanimator.
And he
Uh,
says beef, but he really means plant-based substitute.
I do mean plant-based substitute.
Yes.
Because that is it's good for the planet, and let's all go get tofu burgers after this.
Look, probably not a
Okay.
tofu burger because I don't know. No, but other things.
Look, I could probably convince Zachary to have an Impossible Burger. They're pretty damn good.
Oh, it would be very easy for me to do that. I used to be vegan, mate.
Actually, so did I.
It's very easy to convince me to eat vegan foods on account of it being delicious.
Oh, look, speak the devil's name. Here's Mitchell.
Ah, yes.
Mitchell, your name is now vegan food.
Mitchell, I have a photo for you from Dark Tide that I took. It
I
will
think
make you
his
very
headset's
happy.
not working yet. Have you tried turning it off and on again? That's what he's doing right now, isn't it? You can hear us, can't you? Yes, he can hear us.
But he can't speak.
But he
That
can't
is very
speak.
satisfying.
Look, that's how I wish Zach would be most of the time.
Oh, you think you guys suffer? I'm in here all the time, man. I'm in here all the time.
Imagine being Scrabbles.
Scrabble is more annoying than I am. He found a tennis ball and is very happy about it. I don't know where he found it, but he found it.
So Mitchell's sound is not working, just in general. I don't think he can even hear us.
This is what happens when you show up late.
This is true.
This is riveting live airtime. So, what games have you played?
So
this week?
yeah, while I try to give Mitch some tech support, so me and Christopher,
Christopher and I.
yeah, me and Christopher, because me don't do English good,
We know.
had 2 games on the weekend because Zach wasn't there to distract us.
It's true.
Both
I'm
using the
very
same
annoying.
lists. The first one I cleaned up quite a bit. And then the second one I got obliterated by tanks.
Sounds fair.
Oh, you can hear us now.
But we can't hear you.
Well, we can't hear you.
Have you made sure? Are your settings in the thing correct?
I don't know. Have you got the correct mic selected?
You hear me now?
There we
There we
go.
go.
I don't know why the settings changed. Who changed
Because
the settings for me?
God hates everything.
Because
God hates us all, in the words of Slayer.
look, anyway, yeah, Mitch, I was just telling the boys about.
Sorry, I'm late. I was applying wet effects to some bases.
Look, moist effects on bases are fantastic.
Moist.
Moist, everyone's favorite word.
I don't understand the dislike of that word, but whatever.
Oh, look, I don't understand anything ever.
We know.
This is true. But anyway, so Demons versus Guard. Chris had his standard, 3 or 4 squads of guardsmen, special weapons thrown in there, tank commander, tank, big guns, the Godslayer cannon or whatever it is, relic thing on his tank commander, which
Gatekeeper.
That's the one, Gatekeeper. I knew it started with a G.
Yes, it reverses the stats, does it not?
I don't like that one.
Like it's more stronger and more the AP, but then the shots are reversed, so it's 6 plus D3 instead of
Oh no.
D3 plus 6 instead of D6 plus 3, something like that.
Oh no. D6 plus 3 shots. How will he ever cope?
No, yeah, it's a hard life.
It's still way too many shots. Anyway, so the first game went reasonably well. Got some good secondaries, got onto the objectives, held him back. The second game, he played a lot more tactically, and decided not to put himself in a position where I was going to be charging him with half my army turn 1.
And then discovered an order.
And he also discovered an order that made it impossible for me to deep strike close to him. Which meant instead of ripping through his infantry in one turn, I had to put the Bloodletters and Demonettes into a tank because there was nothing else nearby. And all of my Fletchhounds died turn 1, which was very sad. All but one of them, and then the one went over and killed his Sentinel.
I don't see how the enemies of the Emperor dying is a bad thing, but go on.
Look, let's just settle it by saying that at the end of the game, I crashed the Blackstone Fortress into the planet. I think reasonable.
Blackstone Fortress Ex Machina.
That's the one.
But actually, the Lehman Russ battle tank fell a lot faster than I was expecting it to. It died before the Demonettes even went into it. The just the Bloodletters and Bloodmaster took it down by themselves.
That's why you bring redundancy. 5 of them.
Speaking of, in no way, shape, or form, I have just sent you a message, Mitch, of a lovely photo I took of Darktide that will make your guard heart happy. In no way, shape, or form.
Which platform was this on? Sorry.
On the book face.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm also going to put it in the chat, even though I've already put it in the chat previously.
And Mitchell just dropped.
Excellent. Anyway,
to look at the book face. Oh, he's back.
You get to see Cadia in all of its glory.
Dustier than the inside of a Thousand Sun suit.
Basically.
Glorious. Is your headset still working, Mitch?
Yes, it's good.
You're just not impressed with Zach.
Excellent. While we've got Mitch here, I have a request.
I'm going to frown react this.
You probably will. So I believe you are still yet to name 39,999 Warhammers.
This is true.
Oh, damn it.
This from the guy who
Come on,
can't
you've
read
had a
full
week.
rule.
No.
Why should I care about
Cal
the other
can't even
39,999? Horus is the real Warhammer 40k.
So saith the Emperor.
So saith the Emperor.
You have defeated me, Horus. You are the real Warhammer 40,000.
To be fair, though, Mitch, Cal
Even
can't
got a
even
thousand
name
on the
one.
flag.
Cal can't even name one full rule in the game, so.
I can name a rule.
Okay, hit me.
Name a rule. Just one.
Name a rule.
Name a rule.
And they say what it basically means.
Yeah.
Battle focus. After shooting, if eligible, it can then move D6 inches, unless it's going over terrain.
No, it still moves D6 inches when it goes over terrain. It just also subtracts from that movement.
Told you that Cal couldn't name a whole rule.
Mind you, I did realize that I was wrong about several things.
Shocker.
I publicly was wrong on the internet, which
no.
you know.
That's a dangerous thing to be.
That is a dangerous thing
I mean,
to
the
be.
guy didn't ask his question properly. He didn't specify. Basically, the bloke was talking about fighting through a wall. He's like, "Can I shoot him?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, you can." They're like, "Yeah, but if it's a solid wall," I'm like, "Well, then, no, you can't." Which makes no sense. Why is that, James? James, why?
Because the wall's breachable.
Yes, but I can punch you through the wall that I can't see you through, but I can't shoot you because I can't see you through the wall that I can punch you through.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. What's wrong with that?
Anyway,
I don't see anything wrong with this. But yeah,
Well, I
anyway.
know where you are because I was just punching you a moment ago. So why do I not just start blasting through the wall with
It's-
my fusion weapons? Because I'm a fucking battlesuit.
Especially if you've just punched through the wall, you would expect that there would be some kind of hole there.
In the words of Frank Reynolds. So anyway, I started blasting.
That is the idea.
Oh, look, Mitch, when you come down from communist Queensland, you are going to love fighting the lists I have prepared for you.
You know, most people would take communist Queensland as an insult, but I know you mean it as a compliment.
Do I? Look, I'll explain that joke to you a
Ah,
bit
yes,
later.
the
because
famous
it's-
National Socialist state of fucking Queensland.
National Socialist Day.
Of rural Queensland.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to have to change it to Kingsland now.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I know
actually,
that joke
weirdly enough,
years
actually, I
ago.
take it, but like, Cat is not a Nazi. Cat has a lot of good ideas. He's
There
also
are no
tempers by the
Nazis,
fact
Zachary.
the fact that he is batshit fucking crazy half the time.
To be fair, that's the best thing about him.
Yeah. He is a lunatic.
Look, you know who's really a lunatic? Angry Ron, and that's an excellent segue into.
Alrighty, let us
We
look at
we
his
almost crossed
data
the
sheet.
streams of your podcasts there.
We did.
I know, exciting. So yeah, like I said, Cal has a massive boner for Angry Ron at the moment.
So he hates the model because he's
Hate
wrong.
the
He
model.
still hates the model. We're still waiting
He's
for
still wrong.
someone to contact us about an old school Angry Ron model, because Cal will take it to a tournament if you can provide it, and will pay whatever you're asking. Any ridiculous price, Cal will pay, I promise.
I have found 2 so far, and
And
neither
how much
gentleman
money?
they will not part with them.
Oh,
Why
come
wouldn't
on.
they? Were?
To be
I'm-
fair, like a lot of the older pewter demons are really terribly cool.
Cal, can you at least convince someone to let you borrow one for a tournament? Because I would find it funny.
How funny would you find it, Jonathan?
Well, as long as I'm not fighting it.
Actually, I will comment today on the disrespect that Games Workshop did when they put Angry Ron in context on how many guardsmen he could kill.
Guardsmen
a
are-
turn.
guards-
Oh, that was
Guardsmen are so good.
brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Just rude.
To be fair, we've actually spoken about this before, where a lot of the base stuff we try, how many space marines can it kill? Guardsmen should be used as the base because of how lowly they are.
I don't
In
like
the role, in the role that they play in the Imperium as the
Yeah.
cannon fodder, yes, they should be the.
This is true.
I know it's true. We've talked about this before.
Mitch, he's got a point.
I don't.
Strength
Just because he
9
has a
man
point doesn't
mean-
mean I have to like it.
But
yeah, so
um,
Angry Ron,
Angry Ron
Angry
is
Ron.
angry.
he has
Too much stuff.
Movement
I don't
16.
like it. There's no way he's coming up to 360 points. It's just not happening.
weapon skill and ballistic skill 2+, strength 9, toughness 7, which makes sense. He's not like the super duper tough daddy. That's Morty's job. I'd be very upset if he got toughness 8 or more, but wouldn't surprise me because James, 18 wounds, Primarch,
Mhm.
Demon Primarch, 12 attacks, base.
That makes sense though. He
Nice.
is the
Yeah, and
angry
he-
boy.
And he triples it if you use his special
With a
attack.
sweep.
Leadership 10, 2+ save.
Look, I hope
then,
that
yeah,
he gains attacks as he
standard-
gets bracketed like the Bloodthirsters do, because that would be
Let's-
very funny.
According to the
Let's
leaks, he
look-
doesn't, but he should.
Let's look at that sweeping blow though. Strength user, so strength 9, AP 3, single damage. But for every attack, you're rolling 3 dice to hit.
This is correct. It's the same as Mortarians.
So
Morty does the
Yeah.
same thing with silence. Though I think it's only AP1 with silence. No, it's AP2 with silence.
and this is on top of the rumored, leaked / confirmed, Jonathan.
It's not confirmed.
The fact that
That's not what that word means, Callum.
You don't know this yet. This coming from the guy that previously this episode was me and Chris. But we had, so we
No,
know
I'm bad
that
at grammar. I know
with-
what words mean. I'm just bad at grammar.
that he will actually get an extra attack. So that takes it to 39.
What would he get an extra attack? Is that because of the
So that's
Legion trait or the
yes,
army
apparently.
rules?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. According to the leaks, which is purely circumstantial rumor at the moment, but it is likely to be a thing. It's fitting in with a lot of the other stuff that's been.
No, it's not unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what his other warlord traits are.
That'll be interesting.
I actually think that's it, because that was also on a leak before. You get to pick one of the three. So he gets three, and you get to choose one of those three each turn.
Well,
That's not too gross. I
The command
suppose.
phase.
Mortarion has.
Daddy issues.
He does have.
They all have daddy issues. They're Primarchs, dude. They've all got fucking daddy issues. But yeah, so we have and then obviously the other option is a strength 14 -4 D3 +3.
Which I rolled out today, and it killed 6 bananas.
Only 6. Shame.
That's
Out of
No.
how many though?
Aha. So I rolled it against Shadow Keepers. So there was instantly 1 less attack. They did get a 4-up save.
Of course.
I did do it twice, one with a -1 to wound. But because I couldn't remember if that was actually on Shadow Seekers or not.
It's they've got -1 attack when you're in base to base with them.
Okay,
With
well, I
at
did
least one unit.
-1. I did -1 attack and -1 to wound, and it still killed 6 of them.
It would make sense because there is just lots of them.
Yeah.
There's 12 attacks. That's a lot of fucking attacks. They're
but
hitting
Guardsmen
and
are
wounding
neither.
on 2s.
This is disrespectful.
This is Mitch's favorite part by far.
It's my least favorite.
I hope they keep the Guardsman meter.
Oh yeah.
Look, even if they don't, I'm using this as a standard for determining how killy something is going forward.
See, I've actually come up with
Well,
something.
Marines have too many rules and complications, whereas Guard
Yeah.
just have a flak vest and a las gun.
It's what
Well,
they're
no,
4-up
no.
armor save by default now, Guardsmen, aren't they?
No, it's still 5+.
No,
It's still
it's
5+?
5+. No, yeah.
At -3, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I was
Yeah,
I,
it
Yes.
is.
I
It
was
is
putting
functionally irrelevant.
I was putting
Mm.
bloodletters into them on the weekend, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. Nor should
I
it.
don't like that. Yeah, it's still 5+.
But I think
Wait.
the other reason is it looks better because
We're gonna do it
Space Marines have
sideways
2
because
wounds.
we don't want any. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing.
We all know what you're doing, Zach, because you're a filthy, filthy alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Sure. Oh, actually, speaking
You can't comment. You don't drink. You don't know what an alcoholic is. And he
what's the
don't
point?
trauma dump, Jonathan.
Anyway,
Good.
look, something I did want to mention about the game I had with Chris on the weekend, that was satisfied me greatly. It's really, really fun putting 10 flamers into one unit.
Actually, that's a fantastic segue back to Angry Ron, what we were talking about earlier today.
Oh yeah, if you souped him with flamers.
Yeah, breaking
can Empress-
battle,
Gross.
Good
breaking
Empress
battle
children.
forge.
Okay, so here's the thing. So here is the thing.
The answer is yes, but you're giving up Battle Forged.
Yes, that is correct.
Which it really only then depends on how good the blood tithe mechanics are.
Yeah, but you're not just losing blood type mechanics. You're losing other things as well.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure most tournaments require you to be Battle Forged.
I
They
believe that's
usually
the
do.
case.
Yeah.
Depends on their CO pack. There is a lot that do.
I was under the impression the vast majority do.
Yes, they
so,
would be. Yeah.
Cal, you
Great.
were not running flamers with Angry Ron.
You don't know that. I've done worse.
The only way you could do worse is if you ran Demonettes with Angry Ron.
Well, see, here's the thing. If I'm breaking
Actually, no.
Battle
If you ran, yeah, you're bringing fucking elves.
This is true. And also, at that-
What was it? Fucking elves. What was it? 7th edition was Eldar summoning Slaneshi
bringing
demons. Yeah, that's
Slaneshi
that happens.
demons.
I mean, if at that point, why don't you just bring all 3 demon Primarchs?
because Nephilim sucks for CP, but
Yeah, because you got a -6 or something like
Yeah,
that.
but if we were
No,
going to
you can
do,
still do it. You just run them in the super heavy detachment. It's like
yeah,
what,
but see,
3
what we
CP
already
and you bring
could
all
do
3 of them.
if I'm breaking Battleforge and don't care about all the extras, I can bring Angry Rom, I can bring Flamers, I can
Well,
bring
actually,
Bellator.
You don't have to worry about CP at that point anyway, because if you're breaking Battleforge, you don't get any.
Here's actually a very good question, because
Mhm.
a lot of things don't actually affect your CP usage while list building.
Well, yes, such as.
There's quite a few things like CP regen and abilities or that kind of thing. They specifically say they don't, you don't get that in list building. So when you're buying relics and warlord traits, etc.
Yeah.
So would breaking Battleforge, or is it only once the battle begins that you don't get CP?
Okay. No, you would. Technically, fuck, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
See, it's never been asked because no one
No
is
one's-
dumb enough.
No one is
one's.
Cal.
No one
Ladies
is
and
Cal.
gentlemen, heresy for heretics.
You think he means heretics because he doesn't play any sort of Imperial faction. He means heretics from the rules and reality.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Detachments.
And also, I am just leaving this here intentionally just to upset Mitch.
Look,
Yeah,
Ye-
I don't like looking at it.
Mitchell,
I'm-
That's why I'm leaving it there.
what is the duty of a guardsman?
to die for the Emperor?
He's died for the Emperor. I see no issue here.
He's got a point, Mitch.
I'm going to bring born soldiers.
I imagine you would. It's the guard. No.
Oh, look, Mitch. When you come down from the communist state,
The communists.
the
The gosh dang
communists.
communists.
the gosh down communists, how much do you like Gauss destructors?
This one that you said that you could fit 9 of into a list.
Yes, I can fit 9 of them into a 1,000-point list.
I don't like this.
In a
Hey, Mitch.
battalion as well, so that's including 3 troops choices and 2 HQs.
How do you feel about 6 blight haulers and 3 plague burst crawlers?
Look, I did say that that the purpose of my armored company was to turn my opponent's list into a DPS check.
Well, because when Jono was like, "Oh, Mitch is coming down, so I'm going to play," I'm like, "Excellent! I'm bringing all of the Death Guard demon engines."
It'd be
We'll
like
see.
Kursk in miniature.
See, I thought about throwing a Vault into the list, but I thought that would just be too much of an easy target for him.
Look, let's just actually talk about that. Imagine the Battle of Kursk, but there is a single Lehman Russ on the battlefield.
I mean, to be fair, it's probably going to be about as good as
Ooh.
any of the tanks there.
Oh, it's going to be way better than most
I'm
of the tanks
curious
there.
about that. Look what I've got open. This will be
For
fun.
one thing, it'll run, so
Hey, Mitch.
that's instantly better than half the German army.
For taking down the Titanic, what sort of
It's
Lehman
true.
Russ would you be most likely to use?
Well, that depends. We've got to extrapolate the toughness of the Titanic. I mean,
Toughness 7, 30 wounds. 2
have we
plus
established
armor,
that this is?
3
Oh
the
no,
Titanic?
we're talking about he doesn't care about World War II military history. He's boring, and also avoids fascist adjacent areas apart from Warhammer. This is the lovely.
Oh yeah, this is
Mate.
the spreadsheet of Doom. This is a 200 megabyte spreadsheet that will simulate you firing a weapon into a target 10,000 times and graph the results for you.
I love it.
So, Mitch, how many shots would a cannon you would take for taking down Titans? How many shots are we talking?
Well, are we taking it in a Lehman Russ or are we taking it on a Baneblade?
Probably on a Lehman Russ.
Okay,
Yeah.
on a Lehman Russ, I'm always taking the Vanquisher. Like, I don't know how this is a question.
Oh, it's a question because
Vanquisher.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
You very rarely do.
So heavy 1, strength 14, AP -5, damage D3 +6. No invulnerable.
Let us
shots.
take a
I
moment
was
to
moving
talk
stuff.
about-
How many shots is it?
1 shot.
One.
One shot.
One shot, one kill.
What's your ballistic skill?
3+.
3+. No
Because
rerolls.
it's turret weapon, baby.
No rerolls to
I
hit, presumably?
can reroll hits of failed rolls of 1 if I have a particular order.
Okay, I'm going to give that to you. Strength.
If you have 1 CP, you can reroll anything.
Strength 14.
Strength 14. Toughness 7. That works. Any rerolls to wound?
I can command reroll, so yes, let's assume
Okay,
so.
let's go yes. Let's assume
Come on,
yes.
reroll.
AP
Minus 5.
-5. Cool. It's I think it's a 2-up, but it's a 4-up invuln, so it won't matter. How much damage?
D3 plus 6. And
D3 plus
it
6.
adds D3 mortal wounds
Haha.
as well.
D3 mortal wounds as well.
Yeah, in addition to any mortal damage, any normal damage.
Okay, well, I'm going to, since it's only one shot, I'm going to say it scores a mortal wound.
So maybe go D3 plus 6 plus D3.
It was D3 mortal wounds, or was it just 3?
Yeah.
D3.
D3.
It's not the railgun. The railgun just.
I'm
hit
just
it
going to
by
go
3.
2 as an average.
Yeah,
So-
No, that's not
I don't
terrible.
like it.
I mean, you're looking at oh, there's 2 you got 2 bumps in it. That's a weird curve. But you're looking at, on average.
I love that. It's like, yes, so on average it does, but also,
On average, it does 2 mortal wounds, and that's it.
That's because you put 2 mortal wounds on there?
Yeah,
Against
it's
the Titan.
it's how are you defining average? Because looking at the median, on average, it does nothing.
That's
Oof.
because.
That's because
Why would it do not? Yeah, because it's because it doesn't. Oh, it's not got one shot.
hits and then wound. It's one
one
shot.
Yeah.
But look, I'm going to give you 3 of them just to make this look a bit more interesting.
How many wounds on a Titan?
A lot.
Are you including the shields?
It
on the
starts
boat?
at 30.
No, we're
Yeah,
talking
plus-
specifically about the Tesseract Vault. If I was to throw it in my
Oh.
list against him, so
I
I'm
hate
going
the
to assume
Tesseract Vault
I'm going to
'cause it's
assume you
dumb
have
mod.
like 3 of them. It'd take you about 2 turns to kill it with 3 of them.
Rightio then.
Oh,
Which-
wait.
I mean, that's not bad.
Jonathan,
What?
you forgot a key thing, which, to be fair,
What did I forgot?
you don't have an invuln save.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Yeah, no invuln
Thank
save
you,
against Vanquisher cannons.
Right.
You don't get a save at all, period. Because 2 plus 5 is 7.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay.
Unless you have a shrub.
It still takes you 2 turns to kill it though. You're still
But that
looking.
bumps the damage significantly.
It does, and if you
Yeah.
get if you get like something out here where you get more than one of them hit, oh, that is nasty.
I'm going to bring 3 Vanquishers. Not
Of course you are.
just because I like Vanquishers. There's no other reason.
Look,
Not
because
just because
of
you're
that,
playing guard.
I'm gonna put that back there.
So I
I like
As the
Carissa
beginning of the
floating too
show.
close to the sun.
how we generally discuss recent games we've had. I
Yeah.
had a game
Oh,
recently.
you had a game
Oh,
recently,
yes,
did
you had
you?
a game recently.
Yeah.
Shameless
so-
plug for Heresy of Heretics at YouTube.
Oh, and it's not by me because I haven't finished editing the video.
Yeah, how's the editing going? How much does it suck editing battle reports?
It's horrible.
Oh, can I quickly run something?
Of course.
That's why I'm the
Can-
talent and not the editor.
Going back to the statistics.
Yep.
Shall we see what a Bane Sword will do against
Okay, how many
Titan?
shots?
D6 plus 6.
I don't know if I programmed that D6.
Because nothing that we have has that many shots.
Oh wait, no,
strength-
no, I have. It does understand D6 plus 6 shots. Ballistic skill.
No, does it? Or did you
Uh,
just type it in there and it goes, okay, you typed that in there, so we're going to do it?
No, it's spitting out a result, and it's because that's not a pure number. If it was having an issue, it would throw an error. If it
Math
didn't know
plus?
what to do with that.
3+ for the ballistic skill?
Yep. Rerolls.
I'm going to say yes because I'm giving it the orders.
Okay. Strength.
Because you have Horse Daddy.
Strength 14.
Yep. Rerolls to wound.
With a command point.
So yeah, sure, why not? Mortal wounds.
No extras.
Cool. AP.
-4.
Only -4.
Is it ignoring my
Better AP
invuln?
than the Custodians. No, it's
It
not.
is not not ignoring invulns.
How much damage?
4.
Oh, okay. There you go. You're looking at an average of a bit over 14 damage, unless you look at the median, then 12. So it is slightly skewed towards the lower end, I suppose.
Interesting. So the Bane Sword is 390 points. If I add las cannons, it's an extra 20 points each.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it's 400 and it's not just
Yeah.
las cannons. It's the bolters and the las cannons.
Mm.
And then the Bane Sword, it's got the Demolisher Cannon as well, yeah?
Uh,
Or is that the one of the casemate ones, not one of the turret ones?
That's one of the casemate ones.
So no Demolisher Cannon.
No Demolisher Cannon.
That's unfortunate.
It's
Yeah.
acceptable. But yeah, you're looking at on average about 7 hits, and all of them will wound. And then you're looking at having 3 go through on average, so you're looking at 12 damage most of the time.
See, I don't look at this spreadsheet, Jono, because I don't understand maths.
I have actually chosen the wrong Baneblade chassis.
You want the Shadow Sword, don't you?
I want the Doom Hammer.
Okay.
The
How many
God Spear.
attacks?
Godspeed.
Shadow
It's all
Sword,
mortal
yeah.
wounds, baby.
How many attacks am I looking at?
Oh, Doom Hammer. Sorry.
Actually, hold on just a second. Yep. So you're looking at, for the Bane Hammer, heavy 2d6 plus 3.
I definitely have not programmed 2d6 plus 3.
That is also in a casemate, so you also don't get a.
I can do 2d6.
Ballistic skill. Yep, it's got turret weapon. Strength.
No, it doesn't. It's got no turret.
It's got turret weapon in the rules.
But it doesn't have a turret.
Doesn't matter, it's in the rules. Strength.
Fuck the
Strength
rules.
10 actually.
Oh, shame. AP.
-3.
Oof.
Damage 3.
You say oofed, but we literally just had a -5 weapon.
This is true.
Oh man, -3. Fuck.
Look, I'm going to be super generous and give you 3d6 shots.
Right, yeah.
Because it's funny to you.
It
doesn't
is
do
funny
very
to
much,
me.
does it?
It really does not do much to a Tesseract Vault. You're looking at 10 wounds on average.
It's the randomness.
Even
Yeah.
without the randomness.
So that was the Bane.
All right. Shadow Sword, baby.
Shadow Sword, Volcano Cannon. All right.
Give me the Titan Killer.
Yeah, Titan Killer, let's go.
All right.
Attacks.
Heavy D3 plus 3.
D3 plus 3. No idea if I've
That is probably the best change they could have ever made to it.
Yeah.
Now it will achieve something.
Strength 18.
Yeah, it doesn't know what to do with that.
With Strength 18.
You have a Vindicated, dude. What do you mean doesn't know how to do? Oh, it's D3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah. No, it's... Oh, actually, no, I haven't. It's been a while since I've touched this thing. I need to program that, as I'm fairly sure. Wait.
Anyway, I forgot we were doing like a live thing and thought we were just yarning because it's kind of devolved into that.
It has a little bit. Oh, fuck.
On this week's episode, watch Jonathan Code.
This is Math Hammer. This is beautiful, beautiful Math Hammer, and you're not a real fan if you don't stay for it.
Look,
Welcome to Math Hammer.
Oh no, D3
whatever.
plus 3 is in there. That should be working. I was looking
Man,
at
what is
the
your-
wrong output. That's why I was looking weird.
Okay. So,
Anyway, weapon
I'm
skill 3
shocked.
plus, presumably.
yep.
We're still probably
strength-
re-rolling strengths. Yep.
Strength 18.
Oh, Jesus.
AP minus 5.
Of course.
Damage 12.
Am I getting an involved against this?
You are getting an invuln, yes.
Well, that's good. Look, there is
But it still
a,
just needs 2 to go through.
there is a 1.35% chance of doing 60 damage.
It's better than 0.
But most of the time, you're looking. Look, your highest peak there, at 32.94, is 24 damage. So still more than one turn to take out the vault.
That's with just the Shadow Sword, though. All right, throw in
Yeah.
some las cannons, baby.
All
Because
right.
as if you wouldn't take las cannons, you'd take at least 2.
No, and we
Yes.
all know that last one would be gone by a bolt pistol.
It was so
Oh,
would it
100%.
would be hilarious.
No. Las gun.
Mm.
Strength 3.
The humble
No
flashlight.
AP. The humble flashlight.
But,
Look, the
look,
humble
how many
flashlight does
las
quite well
cannons
against
does it have?
Foxwalkers. That's all I can say.
Has 2.
2 las cannons.
Heavy 1,
Strength 9. AP,
AP
minus 3.
damage to 6.
Can we just acknowledge that las cannons are kind of rubbish? You have
Yeah.
a 42.5% chance of doing nothing with 2 las cannons.
Yeah, that sounds like me and the Plague Burst crawlers.
I mean, that sounds like
las cannons in general.
Yeah.
that's las cannons. Look, we have quantifiably demonstrated that las cannons are rubbish.
It's true.
Mm.
I don't think that hasn't been up for argument since 7th though.
This is true.
Yeah, but las cannons did things in 7th, I think.
But look, Mitch, that is my disgusting
Significantly
spreadsheet,
less than
and
the
I will send it.
previous
I will
editions.
send the spreadsheet to you
True.
later to crash your computer.
I want
Try-
this. My
try and
computer
open
can
it.
handle it.
Because
Try and
Mitch,
open it on your phone.
yeah, try opening it on your phone.
What did
I-
you have to do with that again, Cal?
I'm not kidding, Mitch. This thing
40
uses cells 1A through 10,003 AIZ.
So what you're saying is my computer cannot handle your strongest potions.
Correct.
Sure, why not?
The fact that nobody else got that is sad.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You should buy Darktide. In fact, everyone should buy
I
Darktide.
should
I
buy Dark
will
Tide.
buy Darktide in 6 months when it's finished.
Anyway, we're going to play Darktide without Jono, and then by the time Jono buys Darktide, we won't care. It's probably not true, because they're pretty good at providing support, and people played Vermintide 2 for quite some time. But yes,
I'll play
Darktide
Vermintide. I
good.
found 250 gigabytes of storage on my computer that was being taken up by rubbish.
I mean, look, no one else seems to have gotten Vermintide on the free weekend, so
I did get
It
it on the
was-
free weekend. I
oh.
just couldn't install it because I didn't have any more space on my SSD.
I mean, I have Gladius. We could all do that too.
yeah,
I don't have Gladius, but I will get Gladius.
Would you like a
Buy a
key
back
for
issue.
it?
I would like a key for Gladius, Jonathan.
I will send you the key that I got with November's White Dwarf.
I was gonna say,
Anyway.
yeah, those white dwarfs are still around.
They're still around as well, but I have one that I'm not going to use
Who would win?
because I already have the game. Who would win out of Magnus,
Mortarion.
Mortarion, and Angron?
I'm gonna say it depends on who's rolling, but on average, I'd say Mortarion's probably the one with the better shot of surviving.
Here's one though. How much would it matter?
He has a shrug.
going first?
Quite simply, that's it. He has a shrug.
He does
and
have
more- he
Angry
direct-
Ron has a lot of attacks though,
Angry Ron has a lot of attacks.
and kills the most
Which-
guardsmen.
Angry Ron has a lot of attacks, but he's only wounding on 5s. The 3, sorry.
Yeah,
I got my
let's
maths
say,
round
what?
wrong. I got my maths round wrong.
Zach,
He's
no
winning
maths.
on 3s. And he, 4+, 5+, that's a, and -1 damage.
This is true, but can it keep him alive long enough to
With me, no.
take out Angry
Um,
Ron before Angry Ron eventually kills him? Because just to be clear, Angry Ron will eventually kill him.
Yeah.
So,
Blood Tide
Ron-
is also supposedly going to have a fight twice mechanic in it.
We're
That's
ignoring
fantastic.
that because that's all speculation and
it's all speculation. It's,
hogwash.
Hence
probably
supposedly.
true. It is probably true, but it is officially not.
Yes,
Um,
it's not confirmed.
I mean, look,
Actually, look. We have
would you look at that?
we have the map.
Mortarion is wounded all of the times. I am shocked.
He's hitting on
Did you use
twos.
Custodes dice?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, all of this
it's
is
just that
very much
Mortarion
temp-
wounds most things on 2s and hits on 2s and
that's
can
fair.
re-roll. So it's
all of this is very much convincing me to accept the gifts of the Red Emperor.
I mean, look,
Let's go.
there is a
AP
great
minus
possibility
4.
that Cal is going to be building and painting 2 World Eaters armies at the same time.
How do you build 2 of them? Like, aren't they a bit of a one-trick pony?
No, because there's going to be one for me and one for him.
Ah, gotcha.
Except mine are going to be Dornian Space Wolves.
So
I've
we better tell the difference. Whereas mine will just be fucking World Eaters because Corn wants it.
It will
Look,
take.
I just
Angry
The
Ron
funny
will,
part is
Zach.
when
Angry
Zach
Ron's
gets around
only.
to ordering, all the new berserkers are going to be gone,
This is
and
true.
you have to go like the old kits.
Oh yeah, no, I would go the old kits and the new Legionnaire kits, and I would buy a bunch of the Sigma stuff, and you could have like a kit bash frenzy.
I'm
Related, I voted against using the Vanguard for Sagittarium.
Zach,
I
you're looking at
thought-
about
I
a
thought that was a bit
30%
wild
chance
for
of
you.
Angry Ron one-shotting Mortarion.
There is what?
You're looking actually. No, I haven't included.
There
in
is
the
a.
field
You
note
say there's a
tag.
greater than 0 chance? Yes, I know there's a greater than 0 chance.
There's about a 25% chance that Angry Ron one-shots you.
Yeah, that's just about right.
Hang on.
And now the reverse.
I'll get my dice tray.
Yeah. Now the reverse. How many attacks does Morty have?
He's going to only get 7 because there's no point using
Yeah.
the weak ones. 7. They are strength 16.
And he's only
You are toughness 6.
True. He's toughness. AP.
4.
Yep. It's probably. Look, we don't know that he's got an invuln, so we're not giving him one at this stage.
No, he's going to have a 4+ invuln at least.
Yeah. Look, he dies pretty quick with that one. Let's give him a 4+ invuln. How much damage does this do?
J3 plus 3.
Cool. And there's no minus damage on this one.
Nope.
So you're looking at 12 or 11. So it depends on who goes first.
This is pretty much what I expected.
Sounds about right. Maths.
Mind you, and and this is assuming that the witchery has not occurred and there's no -1 to hit and
This is
shit
true.
like that. There's assuming that I haven't gone and put like there's ways to counter.
Oh look,
things,
there's
but,
so
like,
many assumptions that we just have to make in order for this to even remotely work.
But yeah, like generally speaking, I mean, like Angron should be a point and delete button for the most part.
Which he is, especially against guardsmen. Look at how many of them.
Fuck, it's not even guardsmen. What about Lehman Russ?
Alrighty, I've got my dice tray.
Oh god, well now.
All right, let's do this. And to be fair, I'm going to use my Death Guard dice.
They're
Cool,
rolling
so
dice, Mitchell.
Morty's dead.
I'm a rolling the dice, am I?
It's-
Give me a sec.
No, they're rolling dice.
I mean,
Oh.
yes, that's the thing. Is like, he's more than likely Morty is dead because I'm using those fucking dice.
Okay, hurry,
I
you
need to
have
find
2 minutes.
some way to. I need to beclate them somehow. All right.
Okay,
2 minutes. Counting.
13
first.
attacks. Okay, 13 attacks, given that he's getting 1 from his traits.
We assume this is correct.
Yes. Hitting on 2s. Look at that, they all hit.
Oh,
Shocker.
shocking.
Actually, that is kind of above
Wind-
average. But anyway.
Winding on 3s.
Yes.
1 miss, because it's me.
This is true. Cal does.
I'm assuming
cheat.
you're using the big ones, yes?
Yes, of course.
I mean, you'll still be winning on 3s because strength 9, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's 11,
12.
yeah?
12,
12
because we
because
gave him the extra.
we're cheating. All right. 4+. Welcome to Zach's Rolls, baby.
Fails all of them.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 failures.
Alrighty, D3 plus 3s.
D3 plus 2.
Yeah, D3 plus
I
3
did
minus
this.
1.
Okay, so I'll read out my dice results. You guys tally it up.
No, just D3.
Just
plus
hurry up. You have
2
12
minus 1. Yeah,
seconds.
roll. Go.
Okay.
Shut up, Jono.
Okay, so we have 8. Plus 4. Plus 6. Plus 7. Plus 3.
Dead.
Plus 2. Plus another 8.
Dead.
That's how many maths is that, John? Oh, I didn't count because I don't fucking care.
Well, there's at least 16 there. I heard 2 8s, but plus there was like a 4 and a
Yeah.
5 and a 6, so 20 something.
We'll just say
Dead.
27 because
Dead.
it's a good number.
I for one am happy for the traitors to fight amongst themselves.
Well, that's what we do.
Fantastic. Look, while they're rolling dice, Mitchell, you know what's really
There's
difficult
18.
to do? Writing a Grey Knights list for fighting Imperial Guard without spamming Dread Knights.
No
Just put a
bullshit.
Dewey
We had
Storm
to sit.
bolters.
We had to sit through you two nerds coding fucking automated dice rolls. We're doing it for realsy.
We're doing it for real with all of the shit that comes with it.
But
Look,
can
I've
you
just
do it
put like
10,000 times in half a second?
24,
I
then
might have enough
27.
dice.
All right, 5 plus. How dead am I?
Damn.
The answer to that question is
Yes.
You're not surviving it, Zach.
He could.
No. No, you can't.
I am.
By how many?
I rolled 9 5 pluses with 27 dice.
Nice.
You know
This
that
will never
means
be
you're dead,
repeated.
right?
No, it doesn't.
That's 18 fails.
No, it's not.
27 minus 9 is 18.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Well, then I'm dead. All right, let's try the reverse.
Done.
Proof that Zach can't math.
Yeah, the math is boring. 7 attacks. Fear me. Hitting on 2s. They all hit.
Good for you.
Wounding on 2s.
Good for you.
They all wound. They are -4 D3 plus 3 damage.
Are we assuming that there is?
We're assuming he has a 4 plus invuln, but he'll probably get a 5 plus because it's funny to me.
It is fun. No, he'll get a 4+5+ demon save.
Okay. Do you want me to roll 4s or 5s?
And the
I want you to roll
Warhammer article
4s.
is just a troll.
4s.
Yep.
I
How many?
take 1.
Oh. I mean, and then you only take fucking 5 damage to you prick.
Can you survive another round? Let's find out.
No, I can't. I'm dead, obviously. But
To be fair, I am.
you roll high and I
hotline,
roll
yeah.
like absolute shit.
This is true.
And those dice are cursed. Where the fuck is my
You're
bag?
cursed. But anyway, now that that nonsense is out of the way, over
Yes,
under.
maths is so much better.
So I'd pretend to flip the coin, like, oh, it came up under. So we're talking about the no, I'm not
Yes,
gonna lie to you.
We're
Um,
talking about the
We're talking about
reanimation
reanimation protocols. So, Mitch, as you're probably not familiar with Necrons.
I'm not.
Necrons have this really
Lucky
fun
bastard.
rule that has suffered really badly from codex creep and is now very underwhelming.
It was
Oh, we're
Underworld
talking about the
beforehand.
old "We'll be back."
No,
Yeah,
no.
It's worse
not-
now.
It's worse. It's 5+ instead of 4+. So it used to be 4+. It's now 5+. But I guess they don't phase out, so that's nice. And you
They
can't
don't phase out.
You
but
can't use it against psychic powers. You can only use it against damage that is taken, well, kills that is taken as a result of a shooting attack or melee attack. So at least I get to take it against Angry Ron. That's nice. If I'm
Not that there'll be
Yeah.
anything.
Not there'll be enough
there is an
left to do it.
expectation.
Yeah, there's got to be something left
gotta be
alive
something
for you to
alive.
get it.
And for multi-wound models, you roll a d6 for every wound, and you need to get at least the number of 5+ to the number of wounds to bring that model back.
It's not the best mechanic, but like
I'm actually very curious as to how many Necrons Angry Ron could kill.
all of them.
Let's
All of
find
them.
out.
Let's not find out.
No,
because
that's not
we're
even a
out
joke.
of
Like he
time.
will just
He will
like they don't
just
get. He just killed them all.
How many attacks does he get? Like 27? He'll kill 27 of them.
At -3, they're dead.
They're dead.
39 at -4.
God damn. But anyway, so it came up on one of the Necrons group
I love
today
my custodian
about how
stats.
it's so bad. It needs to be able to be used against mortal wounds. Like, well, for starters, it can, provided that they're as a result of a shooting or melee attack. So
Correct.
read the damn rule, Cal. Looking at you. Was that actually you that
Okay.
posted that in the Necrons group? It sounds like something you would say.
No, I only go in the Necron script to stir them up when they're being heavily defeated, or when somebody gets a new codex. Every time a new codex drops, I jump in there.
That is funny when you do that. But anyway, so it does the thing. They get back up after they die. If you wipe the whole squad, they don't get it, obviously. There's a handful of ways you can buff it, but they're all kind of bad. Like there's the Canoptech Reanimator, which, it's a cool War of the Worlds looking thing. It has an aura ability. But you have to select the
Does it
target for
though?
it. So it has all the downsides of being an aura, while none of the upsides. So it can be switched
Sorry,
off
I've
by
turned up
stuff
your selectable aura ability.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they did it purely so they could just throw an extra stratagem in there, so you could change which one's repairing. But that gives you +1 to your roll, so it's 4+ instead of a 5+ if he is affecting you. There is also the Resurrection Orb, which allows you to activate the reanimation protocols for every model that's died in that unit and roll for it straight away. So if you have a blob of 20 warriors and they leave you with one left, you can get a third of them back up. That's not terrible. It's not great.
25 points, Jono.
It's
Not
30 points.
30. You lied to me.
I did not.
The
lie to
Overlord
you.
says it's 25 points.
Really? Have they dropped it?
Probably.
It was 30 last I checked. Maybe they dropped the cost of it. That'd be nice.
It's still not good.
But yeah, so as far as fixing it, I don't think the mechanic itself. I don't think there's anything. The mechanic itself is fine. The bit that I don't like is that everything to buff it is a fucking aura. That has to be targeted.
No, everything to buff it is something that has to be targeted. There's no
it's an
just
aura that's
blanket
not an
buff
aura.
to it.
So that's the first thing I'd do. Res Orb just affects everything within the 6-inch radius. As does the Reanimator.
So here's the thing. This is the thing. The Reanimator
still won't be used because it's very tall and it will just die.
It is made of.
It's made of paper. It's like 6 toughness, 6 wounds with a 4 up armor save or something.
Reanimation boy. That's his official name. Where is it? I can't remember. I've had too much whiskey. He's an elite.
Why
would you bring him?
It's toughness 5 with 6 wounds and a 3+ armor save.
He's 90 points. That's the
He's 80
Overlord.
points.
He's 80.
Yes. And the model itself is very tall, so you're not hiding it either.
I'm gonna bring my Canoptech Reanimator with his 12-inch Assault 3, Strength 6 -2 gun, and his Strength 5 -2 1 damage 4 attacks, because of his Nano Scarab Beam. Instead of bringing a Catan Shard.
Yes.
Spiders, Death Marks, Flayed Ones, Hexmark Destroyer. A Hexmark Destroyer would be better. Lich Guard, Skullpeck Destroyers, a Transcendent Catan, a Triarch Stalker. Look at all these things I could bring in this slot. Yeah, look, but instead I'm going to bring this piece of shit.
Everything in the elite slot is better than the Reanimator. And that's where I think
your elite slot is about as many fucking data sheets as I have in both of my books combined.
This is also true because you are bad. But look,
welcome to Harlequins.
I don't think
they don't count. They're clowns.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the reanimation
protocol. They have
protocol
soup options.
Itself.
Fuck you.
It's just that there's nothing to realistically buff it. Like, sure, you could take one of these and buff one unit up to a 4+ RP, and that'd be fine. But it's going to die turn 1.
Here's the thing.
It's the issue with it is that it's one of those things, much like many of the things, and we talk about this quite often. Is for better or worse, 3 of us play armies that were early codexes.
Yes,
they are a bit more conservative then. But there's literally nothing stopping them from just changing shit. They can change shit. And again, this brings up the thing that I haven't brought up for a while, but I'm going to bring it up for you. Living digital rule set.
Yeah,
Do
can
we
you imagine
trust
how annoying that would be?
GW?
And James employs people specifically to manage the living digital rule set.
You know he's
No,
just going to
you've
use
already lost them.
interns, right? Or worse, just grab someone on Fiverr to do it.
Or worse, he outsources it to me.
Oh god,
Yeah,
can you
but
imagine
look,
I will
No,
actually say this.
we're not talking about the rules writing. We're talking about the actual
that? Keeping the app up to date.
keeping the things up to date. And for all of your faults, and they are many, and
Great.
untold, Callum, you are someone who takes their work seriously.
Yes.
Make sure shit is done properly.
I will say this, like based on some of the games I've had with people at my local group, Chaos Possessed do a better job of just keeping on coming back than Necron seem to.
Pretty much.
Is that because of a master of possession?
that
I'm
is
guessing?
a very strong
Unless it's
power.
Cal fighting the Necrons, in which case the Necrons do a very good job of coming back.
Because I give you the tools to add to your toolbox.
But no, but listen, it's not wrong. It's like it's one of those things. And you see it in the Space Marine Codex. You see it
Mm.
in the Death Guard Codex. You see it in the Space Marine supplements. There's a lot of situations where there is just better versions of that.
Yep.
Mhm.
And cheaper versions too.
And cheaper, where they've kind of gone, okay, this is a little bit too clunky, or this is a little bit too conservative. But I mean, like we talked about this today in the GC when I was awake. Night shifts for 2 months, baby. I don't get out of bed before fucking midday.
Night shift is amazing.
Oh, and it's not the old night shift. So I used to do overnights, like midnights and 11 to 12 till like 8, 9 in the morning. I don't finish any later than midnight, so it's not that bad. 4 days on, 3 days off. It's not bad at all, Bubba. Not bad at all. 50% loading on every shift. Woo!
bad.
Yeah, fucking.
But yes, you're right. We see it in a lot of codexes, specifically the Space Marine ones, which is why they generally end up getting a
Space
second
Marines too.
update in just about every
Well, yeah, the
edition.
thing is, you have you can't not have the Space Marine Codex be the first codex. You can't.
They are the poster boys.
This is
Yeah.
true.
They are the poster boys, and regardless of how popular they may be, and to be fair, like a lot of the times, like most people have some sort of Space Marine army. I will get a Space Marine armor at some point.
No, you won't.
I probably will.
Chances are high.
The chances are high. It'll probably be Blood Angels because I love the fabulous fucking Hawk Boy.
This is true.
The goodest boy.
The goodest boy. Everyone loves Sanguinius. It is known. But like, I do. I think so. I think
Try not to do that too often.
it hurts.
Do you?
I can see the smoke.
But look, reanimation protocols. The
My
other thing
the Skaven engineering that makes up my brain is starting to fall apart.
the other part of reanimation protocols, with the resurrection orb, I'd probably either make it so that either everything within 6 inches is affected by it when it goes off, or that whatever it targets, everything gets back up.
I think
So
we're
this
also
is
missing
what I
a
was. This is
single
what
valid point.
This is what I was thinking. Is I think that the base resurrection orb. So in terms of the base ability of targeting a unit, and then it below starting strength, and it can use activates reanimation protocols. That should remain, but it should also have a built-in aura where any reanimations within a certain range of it get +1 to it.
So I'm going to play
So
Devil
basically,
May
make
Shut
it like
the
a
fuck up,
relic
Cal. I'm
one.
not finished. No, yes, but no. The relic one, I would say, is same deal. It still has the same aura, but its once per battle thing is every fucking cunt what's in that fucking unit that's dead gets back up.
I don't know. Bringing back an entire unit is fucking that's strong.
It is strong, but it's
But the
once
way
per
certain
game.
codexes are going, I'm okay with that. Like, it's okay for things to be overpowered if everybody's overpowered.
Yes.
And also, it's not like you can do this every single time. It's you can do this once per game.
So with the base orb, would you be keeping that as once per game? Because that's another gripe I kind of have with it.
Yes, I would. because you wouldn't lose the aura. The aura remains.
Okay, so the aura is there all the time. It's the relic
Correct.
one just gives you the once per game option.
The resurrection orb still does its thing, but you don't. Yeah, so the resurrection orb. So they both function the same in terms of they have an aura and they have a once per game ability. The difference is that the res orbs, and you can only have one in your army. I think that would
so
be
the
fair.
res orb just gives out a permo, +1 to
The
reanimation.
res orb gives out a permo +1 to reanimation, and then also a once per game you can activate reanimation protocols.
Well, what are you going to make the
for a unit.
reanimator do then? Because that's what the reanimator does.
Reanimator does the same thing.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just take lords with res orbs then? It'd be cheaper and you can hide them.
It's not cheaper. It's in fact the opposite of
Yeah.
cheaper.
Is it?
Yes, substantially. Jono, you can't do maths. Yes, okay.
Plus the
I'm
slots
pretty
that
sure.
they take up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
A
out on a
lord
limb.
is 65 points. A res orb is
So
20.
75 is 25 points. Yeah, 75 points. Cool. You can only have one res orb per army. That's what I'd make it.
One res orb per army. That
Or
does
the
solve that
res orb is
problem.
only available on the Overlord, not a Necron Lord.
That could work too.
Or if one res orb per army, and you can and if there's an Overlord, you can only take it on the Overlord, sort of thing. Because there needs to be hierarchy in the Necron shittery fuckery, your mummery.
Yes.
The whiskey is beginning to take hold again.
But as I was saying before, I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one
course you are.
because looking into a lot of the meta lists and games, especially since starting the channel, a little bit more in depth, we actually see quite a few reanimators taken in the meta.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
kind of surprised by that.
Because of two things. One is non-player based terrain, so the packs that actually come out and are tables set by the TOs, which do follow very, very strict ruling and
They
everything.
try to make sure that there is a fair amount of cover. They try to make sure there's no obvious sight lines. Make sure it's balanced. Make sure it's not like, oh, one person has all of the cover, another person just gets shot to fuck.
Obscuring terrain is more likely to be closer to the middle of the board-ish, and one piece each side.
Yep.
So we're seeing a lot more reanimators for them kind of pop up because they can be hidden behind obscuring.
They can. It's not like they're fucking 18 wounds.
Yeah.
True.
But no, that because anything over 5 inches, you kind of have to imagine the imaginary, floor to ceiling kind of cone of silence for it. But on top of that, it's playing friendly is very different to the meta, which I will, of course, duh.
But but okay, now we're okay. Now
tactically, that is going to be. I see a lot of them surviving until turn 4 to 5. Looking through a lot of competitive playlists for the higher echelon.
Maybe I just need to try using one again because I haven't used one in a while because
you haven't used one in a while.
I was woefully underwhelmed by them.
And
the last time
a little bit more
Custodes.
tactful with them. Like if you can keep them hidden, and generally we like warriors and stuff, you've got more than enough bodies to kind of spread out to stay within auras and still have sight on things or be out covering an objective.
Honestly, another thing would simply be to take the aura part out of the Narrow Scarab reanimation beam.
That would help too.
It's no longer an aura. It is a targeted ability.
I mean, it behaves like a targeted ability. Why does it have aura in there at all?
It's the only, as far as I'm aware, it's the only rule that is in the game that functions like that.
Aura's in there because early 9th edition codexes, everything was so fucking surrounded by auras. Everything had an aura. That was the fashion at the time. It's like tying an onion to your belt.
It is known.
So, Mitch, what are you thinking based off this discussion? How would you go about fixing up reanimation protocols so that it's less shit?
Look, honestly, I kind of missed the 3+. I missed the whole
just the whole bring is like surprise. There is an entire army again.
Yeah.
It really requires you to focus your fire on things, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I'm going to go back in time due to the wonders of the internet for a bit. We're going to look at the 8th and 7th edition versions of Reanimation
I like the
Protocols.
8th edition version personally.
So,
Yeah.
Necrontier.
Necrontier?
Necrontier. Where is the rule? Where are rules? What are rules? 8th edition was very strange.
It was almost
Reanimation protocols. Roll a d6 for each slain model from this unit at the beginning of your turn. Do not roll for models that have fled the unit. On a 5+, the model's reanimation protocols activate and is returned to this unit with full complements of wounds. Otherwise, it remains inactive. Same rules apply. Set up a unit coherency outside of 1 inches from enemy models.
Yeah, and it happens
If you cannot
every
do this
turn.
because there is no room to replace the model, do not set it up. You can make reanimation protocols rolls for this unit again in subsequent turns.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I thought it was fluffy. It's just unless you wipe the unit, they always come back. So if you had turn 1, you get a warriors unit down to 1 model.
Exactly.
You hide that 1 model, and then turn 3, you've got a full unit again.
And it's still a fucking 5-up roll.
Mm-hmm.
It just requires you to tailor your list a little bit better. Like make
And
sure
then
you're
so-
going
okay.
into indirect fire, so you can get things that aren't in line of sight.
And see, I think you bring up a
Special
valid
rules for
point there
7th edition
because
Necrons.
a lot of stuff isn't actually, the lists aren't being tailored for this as a primary thought. Reanimators in a lot of lists, that is the first thought that's coming along. How am I regenerating my army, my body count?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the stuff, it's generally, I know when I make a list, if it's not what's the stupidest thing possible, it's how strong can I be? How can I actually cover a lot of these bases? Where Necron players specifically that are starting to bring reanimators back, they are actually thinking as their primary goal with the army, how do I keep bodies on the table? Which is that's a pretty big deal. If you can build your list around that, and then you forming your strategy around that, obviously as well, that's a big deal.
But and to be fair, it is also fluffy. Like their whole thing has always been they're hard to kill in the sense that they do not stay dead. Oh, for fuck's sake.
The other
7th
thing
edition.
that I would probably change.
Actually, no. I want
I thought of one thing I want to change with the actual reanimation protocols rule itself. Get rid of the cap on how much you can modify it by.
Why would there be a cap on how much you can modify it by?
Because there is.
Why is there a cap on how much you can modify it by?
Because they don't want you taking a reanimator.
And then the Orb of Eternity.
And then the Orb of Eternity and having a 3+ reanimation protocols. I'd get rid of that cap because it's only happening once per game. It's not that big of a deal.
It's an early day. It's an early codex thing. They were worried about it being overpowered, which probably in contrast of 8th edition codexes might have been. But at the same time, we also have things like Hive Guard that were and Hive Tyrants that were just murdering the fuck out of everything up until their ninth codex released.
And look, everything changed early 9th. Like, look at how well AdMech was doing at the end of 8th. Now they're running a rule book in 9th, and they're actually sitting lower now with no restrictions from FAQ and data slates than they were with them.
True.
Like today's meta put them at 37% win rate for the last 6 weeks.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Look, all I know is that
AdMech get armor
nerf Custodian's infantry instantly. We just need to put more nerfs on Custodian's infantry.
Look, we just need to take
Custodian's going to be
away
fine
from
now.
No obsec for Custodians at all.
I think the
I mean, like in the meta, it doesn't matter because you just bring fucking 18 bikes and you stab everything to death. Don't need obsec if there's nothing to fucking claim the objectives.
Look, I've been saying this for a long time. You don't need obsec if there's no one else on the objective.
But that's boring, okay? I want to actually play a game where there's back and forth. However, this brings me, which I've been trying to say for like 12 years,
Has
To
really 12
my-
years?
and this is something I've mentioned.
Are we
the
going to
other
let
day.
him finish this this sentence? Or are
I
we
thought
going
we
to
we
cut
should-
it
prop it up again?
Could
No,
be
no,
fun.
no, it's fine, it's fine. So,
But Dark Tide.
no, Dark Tide is great. It is a very fun game. You should all get it.
And the hashtag is useless because everybody that would be looking for Dark Tide is playing Dark Tide and not looking
Correct.
on socials.
Correct.
I
I feel like you're projecting there a little bit, Callum, with your frustrations of recent.
this sort of brings up a thing that I thought was like,
Are we going to let Zach finish?
No, of
well,
course
no,
not.
it's the friendly game versus competitive.
But then after Mortarion, even if he gets to kill Angron, with Blood Tide, Angron's going into Deep Strike and coming back.
No,
This
he's
is
not.
true.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
a leak.
definitely
So-
happening. How great is the God
Can
Hammer?
you?
I'm really keen to see how 3-Limb and Rust Vanquishers works on the field.
Look, so am I, because
Quite
I'm
well.
going to take 9 Locust Heavy Destroyers, and they're all going to be dead turn 1.
I will start saying racial slurs.
Okay, we better let him start.
Please do,
We
that's
better let
nice.
him start talking before he gets us cancelled.
So
We know Sigunius
Unless-
isn't going to defeat Goku.
no one can defeat Goku because anime
Except
is
Darth
the
Vader.
only thing more overpowered than Warhammer.
There
don't
you
know,
go,
Darth
Cal.
Vader's got a good
Cal,
chance.
Cal, there's a clickbaity short for you. Warhammer versus anime.
Anime wins. It's not
got
even a
bunch of
question.
them.
It's just
Oh.
it's not even a question.
Man, the Knights.
What's that Gurren
Gurren Lagann.
that
Come on,
Gurren
let the man talk. so
Gurren
we can
Lagann,
wrap
that's what
this
it's like.
up.
It's like, yeah, here is a mecha as big as everything.
Zach,
with
make
the
your
big
point. I'm
zapper.
giving you the last word. Then I'm rolling the outro.
Why? No,
That's
it's
the word.
fine. It's going to be a subject of a whole thing. Goodbye forever.
Okay. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and goodbye forever.